Hello, Alan Reid from Heart Square here talking to Teresa Keohane from Fonteva. Teresa, we're delighted you're taking part in TechSmart this year. Really excited to see what you're going to talk about. So thanks a lot for making the time.
Well, thank you very much for having us. Great. We're really excited to be here.
Terrific. So you're talking to a lot of clients and a lot of organisations at the moment. What kind of pressures are you seeing organisations in the not-for-profit space are under at the moment?
I think for us, we've seen a lot of having to react to disruption. So disruption in the marketplace in general, it's present in most industries right now. And membership organisations certainly aren't exempt from that. So what that really means is they're having to adapt and evolve to changes in what the member needs from that organisation and deliver more value to the member. So that's kind of a global thing that we're seeing. And on a more specific level, what that translates to if they don't react is things like declining memberships.
It is getting more competitive.
Yeah,
absolutely. And of course, as you say, members are demanding more.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting more sophisticated in what they are demanding. So it's tougher for organisations to keep up with that.
Yeah, definitely. So they have to be able to adapt and evolve, and we help them do that.
Great. And so Teresa, can you tell us a little bit about what Fonteva offers and what your relationship is, or how it works with your offering and Salesforce?
Sure. So what Fonteva has done is taken the number one CRM software in the world, essentially, which is Salesforce, obviously, and we've built an application that sits on top of that called MemberNation, and that is specifically catering towards membership organisations' needs. So if you think about Salesforce, it's heavily customisable, heavily configurable. I mean, that's one of the reasons why it's number one, but that takes a lot of work, and we've taken that away from membership organisations essentially by building an application that's ready for them to go with, that caters to their business processes and business needs, so that they can just get on with being a membership organisation.
Okay, that's really interesting because, as you say, it's an incredibly widely used CRM system. So you're saying that you've taken this incredibly widely used CRM system, Salesforce, and added your own IP specifically, or your own product, or your own functionality within Salesforce or on top of Salesforce for membership bodies.
Yeah, so think of it as Salesforce is at the core, and our application it works on top of Salesforce. So you need Salesforce underneath, and then our application is built on top. I guess an analogy could be if you had an app on your phone, and think of MemberNation as that one app you cannot live without if you're a membership organisation.
So to bring that to life a little bit in terms of your own offering, can you talk about the kind of profile of organisations you work with and what you do for them?
Sure. So membership organisations would come to us typically when they've got an antiquated technology and they're looking to streamline that and I guess move forward and innovate. And some of the customers that we work with here in the UK to bring it to life for you would be the British Institute of Radiologists, the Chartered Institute of Building Service Engineers, SIBSE. So those kind of organisations. And in Europe, it's organisations like the European Society for Medical Oncology, European Society of Cardiologists, and we have over 100 customers worldwide. So we really are a global offering for membership organisations.
Great. Okay, that's really interesting. And then, again, to help our listeners understand, how would you compare your offering, the MemberNation with Salesforce, compared to say, a Microsoft Dynamics-based offering?
Well, I think for us we are true cloud, and what that means is we were built for the cloud. We've always been cloud, and Salesforce obviously as well. And with other more traditional products and solutions, they may have been cloud washed, we call it, to work on a hosted environment. But we are really true cloud. And I guess what you get, which you perhaps don't get with a more traditional system, is a lot of innovation, frequent upgrades. We have 3 releases a year, and they are free, so they don't cost you anything. And in another world, that might take a lot longer and cost you a lot more. We have a huge community, because it's based on Salesforce, of implementation partners, a user community that can support our membership organisations, and also, of course, there's the App Exchange, the Salesforce App Exchange, where there's over 3,000 apps and products ready to go that are already working with Salesforce and with our product that can extend the capability of our offering. To suit the membership organisation's needs.
So there's still a perception in some parts of the not-for-profit sector that a platform-based project, whether it is Salesforce or member nation based on Salesforce or a Microsoft Dynamics based solution or Civi CRM. Those solutions that are more generic in the market and now brought to the membership space is perhaps a riskier project than a more traditional solution. What's Fonteva's response to that?
We would say it's actually higher risk not to go with a platform-based project, and the reason we would say that is for some of the things I mentioned earlier. The frequent innovation, multiple releases a year, with functionality that customers need and have asked for, so we can react very quickly, and the extension of the product through the app exchange in our scenario, and the community that it brings with it, because it does bring trained professionals that are able to support membership organisations, so you've got a wider choice. So I think not having those things to me would be higher risk than going with them, and maybe people are a little bit nervous about the unknown because it's new. Yes. And I think what we've seen is, we have seen that and we felt that, but we've seen that once people take that leap of faith, they say, well, how could I ever have done without this? How did I last for so long without going down a platform-based route?
Okay, very good. And of course, some organisations as well say, I must have everything in Europe. I must have all of my development and data hosted in a certain place. What's the current position on that with Fonteva and Salesforce?
Depending on where you're located, Salesforce will host your data in the appropriate place. So, for example, our US customers will be hosted in the US and our European customers in Europe. So that's taken care of by being us working with Salesforce.
Great. So there's nothing to worry about. No. About the transatlantic agreements on data.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Salesforce is definitely a global company, as are we. So they've very much taken that into account.
Terrific. Okay, yeah. Great. So when it comes to projects and challenges with projects, one of the biggest challenges is in the area of integration. Mm-hmm. So there hasn't been a standalone CRM project for quite some time. There's always a web portal. There's always a marketing automation requirement, maybe integration to the finance system, etc. What's Fonteva's response to that? How do you de-risk that for your clients?
Well, it's actually inherent in what we do. Being Salesforce has industry standard APIs and integrates to many systems in many businesses. So it wouldn't be the first time that they have to do that. But on top of that, we've developed a patented technology called Spark Framework, which is part of our product. And that's like an extended API toolkit. So it makes things even easier for people to integrate to things like the finance system or other systems. With regards to the website, you mentioned, and I guess the portal and that kind of things, our core product comes already with a member portal, which is the members can do fully self-service. There's e-commerce built in, events management, community groups, it's all there already. And it's we work with customers to see how they want to integrate that into their website, and so they have that option, but they don't have to redo all that work. I mean, it's there, and its integration is simple.
So they can retain the investment in their current website,
absolutely,
but provide integrated self-service.
Absolutely, yeah, and we can make it look the same, and so it appears seamless when you're on the website and you move into the membership portal.
Terrific. Okay, that's very interesting. And so, of course, Fonteva are doing a TED Talk this year at TechSmart. Are you doing it personally? Is one of your colleagues doing it?
We're going to be working on the TED Talk in partnership with one of our implementation partners, Cloud Symphony. And
we know Cloud Symphony.
Oh, good. Great guys. And we're going to be looking at some of the challenges we've been talking about today in a bit more depth, and looking at best practices, how we can overcome them, some of the lessons that they've learned, that we've learned, and bringing that all together. So I would say, it's going to be exciting. If you want to learn what the future could hold for you as a membership organisation, and you're ready to innovate, then you should definitely come to our talk.
Terrific. Well, I'm sure it'll be well attended. There is a lot of interest in Salesforce in the sector, and of course what Fonteva are doing by extension. So I think you're likely to get quite a crowd.
Excellent.
Teresa, it's been great talking to you. Thank you very much for your time. Really looking forward to seeing you at TechSmart.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Alan.